Good morning, everyone. Settle down, settle down. Welcome to today's explainer class, our IELTS listening masterclass. Now, I know many of you think the listening test is just hearing English and quickly scribbling down the answers, right? But it's actually a bit of a mind game. To score well, we need to understand how the examiner thinks. It takes concentration, a good grasp of grammar, and, well, staying calm under pressure. Don't worry, though, I'm right here to make all of this very, very simple for you today. Now, before we open our notebooks and jump into the rules, let me ask you a simple, real-life question. Just think about this. Imagine you are waiting at the railway station. The board says your train is arriving at 4:15. But suddenly, the announcer comes on the loudspeaker and says, "Attention, please. The train has been delayed to 4:50. So which time do you write down in your notebook? Think about it for a second. Exactly. You write 4:50. You listened for the update, right? This everyday situation, paying attention to corrections, this is exactly the kind of skill we are testing in IELTS. All right, just look at the board here. This is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the 4 test parts. Second, the core listening skills you need. Third, we'll go over avoiding common mistakes, and trust me, there are a few big ones. Fourth, exam techniques. And finally, a recap and final check. By the end of this class, you'll know exactly what to expect on exam day. No surprises. Okay, let's dive right into section 1, the 4 parts of the test. All right, pay attention here. The IELTS listening test is divided into 4 distinct parts, with 10 questions each, so 40 questions in total. But here's the trick, the most important thing to remember. The test gets progressively more difficult. It starts easy, like a warm-up, and then gets harder. Part 1, just an everyday conversation between 2 people, something simple like booking a hotel or joining a gym. Part 2 is an everyday monologue. Monologue just means one person speaking, like a tour guide talking about a museum. Then we step up to academic English. Part 3 is an academic conversation, maybe choose students arguing about a college project. And finally, Part 4. This is the heavy one, an academic monologue, usually a university science or history lecture spoken without any breaks. So we're literally moving from a simple friendly chat all the way to a full university lecture. Moving on, let's look at section 2, core listening skills. So now we know what the test looks like, but how do we actually conquer it? Well, you need the right tools. The very first tool is something we call signposting language. Think of these exactly like road signs on a highway. When you're driving, a sign tells you, hey, a sharp turn is coming up, right? In IELTS, speakers use phrases like, first of all, however, or to summarize. These phrases act as audio road signs. They literally tell you exactly where the speaker is taking the conversation, and they often signal that your answer is about to drop. Now, the second tool I really want everyone to focus here, because this is perhaps the most important concept in all of IELTS. It's called paraphrasing. I'll slow down for this one. Paraphrasing is when the recording uses completely different words to express the exact same meaning as the question on your paper. Let me repeat that. Different words, exact same meaning. You will very, very rarely hear the exact words written on your test paper. The examiner is testing your understanding of the meaning, not just seeing if you can match words like a machine. Let me give you a very simple example right now. Suppose your question paper says, a course is suitable for beginners. But when you listen to the recording, the speaker actually says, the program is designed for people with little or no previous experience. See that? The words changed completely, didn't they? If you were just sitting there, staring at your paper, waiting to hear the word beginners, well, you're going to wait forever, and you'll miss the answer. You have to listen for the meaning. All right, let's stop for a moment. I want to check your understanding. Imagine you are sitting in the exam hall right now. Headphones are on. The speaker in the audio says, the room is 341. What is your final answer? Think about it for a few seconds. And the correct answer is 341. Very good. Examiners absolutely love to do this. They test your alertness to corrections. Remember our delayed train example from the beginning of the class? Never just assume the first number or name you hear is the final answer. You have to stay alert until the speaker completely finishes their sentence. Okay, let's turn our attention to section 3, avoiding common mistakes. Please pay very close attention to this part because this is exactly where hardworking students throw away easy marks. The first common mistake is just what we practiced, writing down the first piece of information without listening for the change. Let's say the audio says, the appointment was originally Monday, but we've moved it to Tuesday. If you write Monday and then stop listening, 0 marks. You must always listen to the complete sentence. Now, here is a mistake that honestly breaks my heart as a teacher. Spelling and plurals. So many students ignore basic grammar in the listening test. That is a huge mistake. If the audio talks about multiple libraries and you just write down library without the IES, you lose the entire mark, even if you understood the audio perfectly. A grammatically incorrect answer is simply a wrong answer. One tiny spelling mistake has very big consequences, so check your work. And please, I really cannot stress this enough, pay attention to the word limits. If the exam instructions explicitly say no more than 2 words, you absolutely must follow it. If you write Central Railway Station, well, that's 3 words. It's completely wrong. You have to write Central Station. Don't let 3 words cost you your score when only 2 are allowed. Just read the instructions. Moving right along to Section 4, Exam Techniques and Practice. So what actual strategies can you use on exam day to secure the highest score possible? Technique number 1, read and predict before you listen. You're always given a little bit of time to look at the questions before the audio actually begins. Use this time smartly. Look at the blank spaces on the page and ask yourself, what type of word is missing here? Is it a noun, a verb? Is it a place, or maybe a time? Doing this simple step creates a mental framework in your head, so you know exactly what to catch when the audio starts playing. Technique number 2. Now, I want everyone here to pay very, very close attention to this rule. Do not get stuck. Move on. If you miss an answer, forget about it completely. If you sit there for 20 seconds panicking, thinking, oh no, what did he just say? The audio doesn't stop. It keeps playing, and you're going to miss the next 2 questions as well. 1 missed answer should never ever become 3 missed answers. Take a breath and keep moving forward. To build these good habits, you need a daily practice routine at home. I want you to write these 4 simple steps down in your notebooks right now. Step 1, listen to a practice audio once and just try to identify the main idea. Don't write anything. Step 2, listen again, but this time identify key information and numbers. Step 3, check the written transcript to see exactly what you misunderstood. And step 4, shadow the speaker. Shadowing just means trying to speak out loud along with the recording. You see, native speakers don't pronounce every word separately. They don't say going to, they say gonna. Shadowing helps your brain learn this natural rhythm. All right, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Recap and Final Check. We are almost at the end of our explainer class today. Let's just do a very quick summary of the golden rules we discussed. First, listen for meaning, not exact words. Second, always watch out for corrections in the speaker's sentences. Third, carefully check your spelling and your plurals. Fourth, follow those word limits exactly. And fifth, the most important one, if you miss an answer, just move on. Now, let's do one final check before the bell rings. Think about this statement quietly to yourself. True or false? In IELTS listening, you must understand every single word the speaker says. What do you guys think? The answer is false. And honestly, that should be a very comforting thought for all of you. You are absolutely not expected to understand every single word. So do not panic when you hear a complex academic word or some strange new accent. Your only goal is to locate the required information to fill in your blank. That's it. I want to conclude today's explainer with a simple thought. Don't just listen to English. Learn how English sounds when people actually speak. If you practice consistently, you will move from simply hearing words to truly understanding the language. Be patient with yourselves, keep practicing your shadowing, and stay calm. You can absolutely do this. Thank you for your hard work today. Keep practicing, and I will see you in the next class.